Okay, this notes for the legend. Last time we put the buy, sell, and the hold, but this since we are not the investment company, I mean the financial advisor company, so we don't issue the rating, but we just put our opinion. So the opinion is bullish, which is price below the current price below the target price, means there is a much upside. Then neutral, which is at the target price, and bearish, which is the price is overvalued, means currently above the target price. So this is the stock selection process in the Pundi Receh. So basically, we analyzing gold industry, then which is technically uptrend, and followed by fundamentally strong. Then from there, we have established the Pundi Receh checklist, safety checklist, to ensure that the company that we are analyzing is really past this strict checklist. So from there, we want to share this one-off company, which is a cloud company called Cloudflare. So I hand over to head of analyst Yoso. Thank you.
Good evening, everyone. Thank you for joining, first of all, in this Saturday night. So, as Donny and Aaron mentioned, the Cloudflare is a cloud company which is founded in 2009 as an open source project, and since then has been evolved not only cybersecurity but becoming a web infrastructure and also some other service which will be analyzed in detail by Zuhdi later. So it was go public in 2019 in New York Stock Exchange, and its ticker is NYSE NET. And as per today price is at 100 from 140. Based on our technical analysis, our target price is between $195 to 220, and its category is large and growth company, and sector technology and industry is the software infrastructure. So Cloudflare is basically a global network. So everyone, so basically the customer is a business when they want to connect to the customer through the internet. They can connect securely. So once you join the Cloudflare network, you don't need to worry about anything else, which is the quotation by the CEO and the founder himself, Matthew Prince. So maybe we can play the video a bit just to show, maybe not, yeah. So as you can see in the video that the world has changed a lot drastically in the last 2 years because of the pandemics. But so we will become more and more connected through the internet, not only for finding information, but to work, to entertainment, for everything basically. So after this after the pandemic, we will sure that the change will be permanently. It will become the new normal, and it will be stay like that for the next decade, next few years in the future. So I can continue to the next slide and pass to Zuhdi.
Okay, thank you everybody.
Hello, Zuhdi.
Okay, I think some connections issue. Zuhdi, hello. Okay, let's wait. Let's wait a while. Ah, there.
Okay.
Okay, yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So basically, this is to explain the what is actually Cloudflare is doing. So previously, when we want to save something, we need to buy a hard disk, and then this hard disk is manufactured by HP, Lenovo, some compact. But now when we want to save file, actually we don't need to buy that one. We can save this in Google Cloud or Microsoft Azure or Amazon Service. And same like application, previously we need to buy the so-called buy the software and then install it, install Oracle, SAP or Microsoft Windows, and then we can use it. But in the future or now as we see it, we don't need to do that. We just need to go to the URL, and then we need to log in, and then we can use the application. For example, NetSuite, Shopify, Zendesk, Adobe. You don't need to install everything. The same case for the network. When we want to build a network in our office or in our house, we need to buy a hardware and buy the software to configure the hardware, like Cisco, Juniper, Checkpoint, Riverbed. But now, Cloudflare actually replace those things and make it make the network as a service. So you just need to rent, pay the monthly, or some of them is freemium, and then you get the service of network, which is really great because it is a platform. You don't need to worry about anything else. It's secure, fast, and reliable. And then I just want to explain shortly about their products. There are a lot of products of Cloudflare. I just want to emphasize on some of them, which is maybe quite familiar to all of us, that DDoS protection. So this is like a mitigation service to protect customer from a distributed denial of service. Just in case you don't know what is denial of service, it's like you visit a website and then they say that the web page is not available, even though it's actually available. So Cloudflare do this for the cybersecurity to mitigate the DOS attack. And then the CDN, the content distribution network. It's basically to provide the distributed network of proxy servers and data centers. Think of this like cache in your computer. You don't need to access the hard disk and everything. If that one is accessible through cache, then that one is very fast. So this is what the content delivery network from the Cloudflare. You see the global edge there, it's spread over 250 plus cities. So it's like 95% of population within 50 milliseconds. So when you access some website, it's just 50 milliseconds away wherever you are in this world. And then another product is actually Cloudflare Worker. This one is a platform for creating new application. And then the Cloudflare page. This one is basically similar to Workers, but mostly for front-end developers. And another one is the Cloudflare team, where if you have some business, then you don't need to waste your resource to reinvent the wheel how to make it secure. You just need to so-called run this Cloudflare teams, because it's sort of authentication security products for business clients, consisting of gateway, DNS resolver, access, and authentication service. And okay, this slide just to show you how Cloudflare global network spread all over the world. You can see that 250 plus cities in 100 plus countries, including mainland China. And then there is 132,000 plus paying customers. So basically, as I said before, wherever you are is just 50 milliseconds from a data center. And I will talk a little bit about the market expansion. In 2018, Cloudflare only have this so-called application service, consists of delivery controller, CDN, DDoS.
Hello, Zuhdi.
I think he is having the connection problem. Hello? Okay, he's back. Yes, slide 12.
Irene, maybe you can take over the slide sharing so Zuhdi can have the lighter connection.
Okay.
How about now? Can you hear me?
Yes, Zuhdi. I
Okay.
think let Irene share the screen so you can speak,
sure.
because if not, will be heavy to your computer. Thank you.
Okay. So I stop share first?
Yes,
Yeah.
please.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. 2018, the addressable market is only 32 billion, and 2 years after they introduced the Cloudflare one, which consists of network service as well as a zero trust service, mainly for cybersecurity, including VPN, data loss prevention, network analytics. It grows more than double, from 32 billion to 72 billion. And these two services will grow even further until 2024. The estimation is around 100 billion addressable market. Next slide, please. And this is culture of innovation that is emphasized by the CEO, that Cloudflare is a culture of innovation is at the heart of the Cloudflare. Cloudflare values being able to experiment with different product release because of the proprietary and unique technology network architecture. So because of this R&D, and some of them is because of acquisition of some company, this has led to almost 500 plus product release, far exceeding the competitor, as you can see later on. We'll make some comparison in later slide. Yeah, so this is, I will talk about acquisition that is done by Cloudflare from 2014 to 2021. This month, in total, there are 7 acquisitions. First is Stop the Hacker. Why they want to acquire this company? Because this company is specialized in malware detection and web security. And then months after, Crypto Sale, because this provides virtual private network, VPN, as a service. So you don't need to install the VPN, you just use it as a service. And then 2016, Eager Platform Co. provides security, feedback, image editing, maps, video chatting, camera, and analytic tools in just one platform. And then the next year, new mode is to improve the performance, security, and reliability of any packet as it transits any network. This is very important, as Cloudflare has a network all over the world. And 2020 S2 system is to integrate the credential-based access control and intrusion detection and video. And end of last year, Link is an automation platform to help front-end developers collaborate and build powerful applications. As I already mentioned about one of this product is Cloudflare team and Cloudflare workers. And just early this month, Cloudflare acquired Zaras, basically to make the web more secure, more reliable, and faster. So it's basically to control what the third-party scripts in a web page. So it's basically more secure. Next slide, please. And I want to talk about the revenue growth. How fast is their revenue growing? As you can see, it's 50% growing every year. From 2016, it's only 85 million. End of last year is 431 million. It's very amazing. And then the Q3 last year to this quarter is also 51%, from 114 to 172 million. So by end of this year, the estimation of the total revenue will be around 600 million. And the non-GAAP gross margin, it's very consistent from last Q3 last year until this year, Q3, 77 to 79%. It's very consistent. Next slide, please. And now you talk about the customers. The growth of the customer is very rapid. You see okay, I just want to tell you that in 2021, the total customer is 1.8 million. And this is including the free customers and the paying customer. The paying customer itself this year is 132,000. And the growing is 25% every year. From, you see, 2018 is only 67,000. And this year, Q3 is 132,000. It's almost double in just 3 years. And I'm not stopping there. This paying customer, we even further categorize into large customers. Large customer is defined by those that pay Cloudflare more than 100,000 per year. You see, from Q3 2018 to Q3 this year, from 261 to 1,260. The CAGR is 69%. And more than 50% of the revenue actually from these large customers. And by the way, 190 company of Fortune 1000 is actually using Cloudflare for their website. Yeah. Next slide, please. This is notable customer that we might be familiar. Zendesk and our lovely Shopify is part of our portfolio, I think. And then L'Oreal, I think female here should know about this better. IBM, Mars, DoorDash, a lot of notable customers actually, they use Cloudflare for their website service. And this is the competitor that I talked about before. As you can see that Cloudflare, they cover every possible cloud service, CDN, DDoS, web firewall, security, web gateway, zero trust. And you see the competitor, Akamai, Fastly, mostly is like everywhere, except that Akamai didn't provide the security service and web gateway. And Fastly only CDN, DDoS, and web application firewall. As for the Cisco, you can see the security, zero trust, and web gateway. But the thing is, Cisco is not, the approach is not cloud. It's more like a hardware and software is a traditional approach. You buy the hardware, you install the software, something like that. So I just want to make some short comparison in the next slide. Between Cloudflare, Akamai, and Fastly, you see very clear the market cap. Cloudflare is definitely like more than 2 times of Akamai and 10 times of Fastly. And the gross profit margin, 77% compared to 63 and 55%. As for the revenue growth is 51% against 21 and 45% for Fastly. And the quick ratio is 8.39 compared to 3.5 and 6.5. So if we compare the Cloudflare with the direct competitor comparison, actually Cloudflare has a very huge margin against the others. So, but of course I don't include Amazon, Microsoft, Google into this comparison because they have another service that Cloudflare don't have. Yeah, you cannot compare this Cloudflare with Amazon because Amazon have e-commerce also, and Microsoft, they sell hardware. and Google, the search engine, YouTube, and everything. So I just make comparison with this Akamai and Fastly. And then next slide, please. Yeah, customer review. If you look at the ranks in terms of product quality score, Cloudflare is #1 with 4.3, and the closest one is Fastly and Akamai with quite big margin, 3.8. And then in terms of pricing score, against Cloudflare 4.2, against the closest competitor Fastly is 3.9. So definitely it's according to customer, Cloudflare has a higher customer review compared to the others because it's easy to use and the solution is like integrated. You don't need to find any other thing if you already have Cloudflare. Next slide. Okay, yeah, this is just Gartner Peer Insights. You see Akamai, Cloudflare, Fastly, and one more thing is Redware is on the same quadrant where it has high coverage and high rating, more than 4.6. As for the Amazon, you see it's a lower rating, even though it's high coverage. And Google even is worse, is low coverage and lower rating. And the other quadrant is Barracuda, Rhodes, Schwartz, Alan is low coverage but higher rating. So in terms of the application service, web application firewalls, in this quadrant we only compare web application firewalls. Cloudflare has high rating according to the research group Gartner in 2021. So again, another winning point for Cloudflare. Next slide, please. And this is customer comparison with the competitors. As you can see, I don't need to explain anymore. It's very huge margin between Cloudflare with the closest competitor. In this case is Amazon CloudFront, yeah, with only 250K against 1.8 million. It's like 7 times. Even if you combine Amazon Stack Path until the Limelight, it will not exceed half of the Cloudflare customer. So in terms of number, is clear winner. Yeah, this is the just to share you about the share of the internet. Of course, with 1.8 million customers, and it's growing like even the paying customer growing 25% each year. Of course, Cloudflare will win against its competitor. It's just so you the share of the internet by 2021 is very, very big one. So okay, yeah, the next slide, bull case. So I just want to summarize the bull case for this one. First of all, customers love this product. The freemium service works really great. Almost 10% of the freemium customer goes to the paying customer, and even the paying customer, they go to the large customer which pay more than 100K a year. And the growing rate of the paying customer is 25%. And what is more, the large customer growth is 69% every year. And we don't need to worry that because this more than 50% of the revenue actually are from large customers. And as I will show you in the later slide, the retention rate of the customer is consistent. It's more than 100% every quarter. I just show you the subscription plan for the Cloudflare. It's free, Pro, $20 a month, Business, $200 a month, and Enterprise, of course, is a customizable price. And I just want to remind you the revenue growth for this is 50% every year, and a consistent gross margin of 77 to 79% for last 5 quarters. And also the expansion. As I said before, 2018, only 32 billion of addressable market, and by 2020, 72 billion, and expected by 2024 will grow to around $100 billion. Yeah. Next slide, please. And of course, you have bull case, you have also bear case, which is risk for this Cloudflare investment. The first risk is the company has quite a bit competition, including, like I said before, Akamai and Amazon, Microsoft, Google. But as you can see in the graph that I shown here, Akamai and basically between Akamai, Amazon, Microsoft, and Google, Akamai is very close to the Cloudflare. And actually, Akamai has slightly bit the market presence, You need to know that Akamai has been established from long before Cloudflare. And then Google, you see Google is not even close. And Amazon is quite strong performance, but not the leader of the markets. And Microsoft is even further, they are just contenders. And the second things that we need to take care about is the negative earnings. We need to remind ourselves that Cloudflare is still bleeding cash. We don't have profit yet from, Cloudflare doesn't have profit yet. And the third one is dilution, which is convertible notes. I will explain that later. And maybe you can go to next slide. So I just want to address regarding the first point of the risk, which is competition. So Cloudflare have two wide modes to prevent competitors to take their customer. First is a high switching cost of the technology change, which lead to the loyal customers. And second thing is the technology stacks. Next slide, please. Yeah, so regarding the loyal customers, you see this is from the presentation, from the investor presentations. You see the retention from Q3 last year until Q3 this year, the retention of the customer is more than 100%. Means customers are not leaving them. Instead, they give more money each quarter. Yeah. Even more than 90% gross retention rate is considered good. This one is more than 110% actually. So the customer is very loyal. So next slide, please. And this is the technology stacks that I talked before. What makes Cloudflare is better than the others. The competitors use a traditional network architecture, which is distributed control. Cloudflare use a concentrated control. So to give some analogy of this, is like thing like the distributed control, which is traditional architecture, is like typewriter. You have some mistake, you need to scrap everything and redo it. But Cloudflare, the SDN network architecture, is just like Microsoft Word. You make some mistake, you just Control Z or just delete. Then you need to start the correct one. So this is like so basically, admins can reconfigure the networks from a computer instead of plugging and unplugging cables and device. So next slide, please. Another technique is the edge computing. Edge computing is better for IoT solution, which will grow very much on next few years. It can handle and store data on the device that generated it and let them interact. So Cloudflare are built from the ground up as using SDN architecture, which is more powerful and gives flexibility and customizability to have powerful edge computing. So this edge computing, imagine like you don't need to push the data to the cloud, process in the cloud, and get the response back. You just process it at the edge. That's why it's called edge. So it's processed near the device, and then we can get the output very quickly to the device to have quick response. This fueled by emerging use case like IoT, AR, VR, robotics, machine learning, telco, and maybe now you have autonomous vehicle, and you have also metaverse, I think, in next few years. So this edge computing helps solve the key challenge in terms of bandwidth, latency, resolution, and data sovereignty. This comment is made by the Red Hat's Gantry. Yeah, so next slide, I want to tackle about the negative earnings. The second bear case that we talk about, even though they have negative cash flow, actually the non-GAAP gross margin is improving year to year. You see the non-GAAP operating margin on the bottom, 2018, they have minus 30%, and 2019 improved to minus 25%, 2020 minus 8%, and this quarter, this year, they have plus 1%. So the long-term model will be around plus 20%, of course, but it just shows you that even though they are still bleeding cash, they are improving their margin towards the year. And then next slide. Yeah, this is the third risk for this investment is they issue the convertible debt twice to fund its growth. Last year, 500 million, and this year, more than 1 billion. So this convertible debt is basically they borrow some money, and then if the bond holder decide to change this debt to share, then your share is diluted. So it's less percentage of the whole share. Yeah, that's the third phase of this investment on Cloudflare. Next slide, please. Yeah, so I just want to close this with some achievement of Cloudflare. There are a lot of achievement basically, but I just want to highlight 4 of them. 2014, they mitigate what was at the time the largest ever recorded DDoS attack, which peaked at 400 gigabits per second against a customer that they don't want to disclose. And 2017, they create Athenian project to ensure free protection of online election infrastructure for local and state governments. And 2019, actually Wikipedia got some attack from some hackers, and then the engineers of Wikipedia used one of the product of Cloudflare, which is Magic Transit, to mitigate the attack. And early this year, related to COVID-19, they established the Project FairSwap initiative, a free tool that enables global health organization to maintain a digital queue for COVID-19 vaccination. Yeah, and the last slide, I think, for me, the next slide is ESG investing. A lot of investors now, they won't only invest their money to the company that maintain environmental, social, and good governance. And Cloudflare has all checklists on these 3. First, they build a greener internet, green compute on Cloudflare workers, one of the product that I discussed about before, and publish first greenhouse gas emission report. And as for the human rights, launch Project Pangea, and then the second one is the one that I said before, Athenian Project International Expansion, and publish UN Communication on Progress. And the last one is Sustainable Communities, release first Diversity, Equity, Inclusion report, and join the 1% pledge. And they promised that they're powering their network with 100% renewable energy and committed to removing all historical emission from the global network by 2025. So basically, the previous year they have contributed to carbon dioxide emission, and by 2025 they want to pay that carbon dioxide emission. Okay, next slide I think is about Sharia disclaimer. So for those who are Muslim, that this Cloudflare meets Sharia requirements. The business condition products that meet the criteria of Islamic law and are halal to invest in. This is based on the analysis of the Zoya application. Yeah, so I think for the growth and fundamental analysis, I will give it to Yoso.
Thank you, Zuhdi. Thank you, Zuhdi, for the excellent deep dive analysis on the cloud. So let's move on the financial statement analysis. Just a short while. So in this graph, we show the revenue and net income of the Cloudflare, although they have been founded 2009, but they only have public data since 2016. So as you can see here, the growth, as mentioned by Zuhdi, was around 50% compound annual growth rate. And also in the last 3 years, actually averaging around 47%, while last year, from 2020 to 2021, is 51%, which is quite great, and also they maintain this growth year to year. So we believe that in the next few years, even in the next few decades, they should be able to maintain this growth with their business strategy. Next slide. So in terms of the safety checklist, so for us in Pundi Receh, we have this so-called checklist. Basically, what this checklist is to check whether the company is worth it to invest or not. And this checklist is actually defined by our founder, Mr. Donny. So we have criteria for different aspect of the company, from the growth, like revenue growth. How is it the growth from last year to this year is positive, and also profitability, like gross margin, and also the ability of company to pay debt, like current ratio, debt equity ratio, and also the health of company basically. So for those you want to try this checklist, you can open our website. Maybe we can demonstrate a bit here. Below, here, the link. All right. So we call it safety checklist to ensure that the company that we invest is safe and should be able to grow in the next few years.
Yoso, can we maybe finish up the slide first, then later on I will hand over to you to demo.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so okay, so maybe can continue with the technical analysis with Donny. Thank you.
Yeah, so just now we already discussed about the company, what company does. Then after that, what's the fundamental? I think we see together that this is a really good company with a healthy balance sheet and a strong fundamental, although not yet profitable until now, but eventually they will be profitable in the next few years. So we talk about the technical analysis to see whether what is the price now and what's the trend. So with the reference of the technical analysis, right, we see that the price now is below the yellow color. Remember that I said the yellow color is the SMA 50, which is a moving 50 days moving average, means representing the average price in last one quarter. So if we say the candle, the candle is below the SMA 50, means bearish. So it's with the inflation narrative led to the faster tapering that I discussed in the early hours. The net, which is called Cloudflare, is which is under the growth sector and long duration. Long duration means that still not yet profitable, have been beaten down. So about 42% from all-time high. So then, as mentioned, that is below 50 days moving average. Now our target is 200 days moving average, which is the last defense for the price. So we see that whether we can bounce back from the 200 days moving average, which is in the green color, green line. So when this is a bounce back at about the 120 or 130, our target will be the two line, the top one, which is 195, and the 220, which is all-time high. So now we're seeing the MACD, which is a moving average convergence divergence, and the DMI, which is the direction. We see that is still bearish. Then ISI is still oversold. ISI is a relative strength indicator, which is oversold, which means that I think it's a good, and we can see that there is a good entry point. We need to establish to see whether where's the bottom. The bottom here, which we see when the top is consolidated or saturated before bounce back. So we forecast that this will be touching the green color, green line. Then about the relative strength towards the S&P 500. Last time this Cloudflare is enjoying the higher relative strength compared to the market S&P 500 index, but now it's go back to zero. So now they are on par with the S&P 500. So that's a technical point of view for this Cloudflare.
Okay, thank you, Donny. Yoso, can I hand over to you to demo the pundireceh.com fundamental checklist feature?
All right.
Okay, so this is a new feature basically in our pundireceh.com. So we can easily see and get the result of individual stock based on our internal Pundireceh safety checklist.
Okay, maybe I just now I just re-summarize. Basically, Cloudflare already passed all of our checklists. So they have a good growth, and also the gross margin is always high, as mentioned by Zuhdi, of above 75%. And also they healthy company because of all of the ability to pay their debt. Okay, maybe I will just put it. Okay, so if you open the pundireceh.com, the usual website, right? You will see all the posts below. So if you go up to here and you click you see my screen, right?
Yes, yes.
0 to hero member. Okay, so there's a link here, a few links, and you click this Pundireceh checklist. But actually, this is still under beta
Version.
So you can put any company you want.
You can put anything. Yeah, anything.
So if you click either the name or either the ticker, it will show here. Then it's linked to the TradingView website. So you will have the latest news of this company and also the chart.
So it's both, technical and fundamental data is already in one page. So it's very convenient.
So you also have the profile and also the sector, the industry, and the short description of what the company does. So yeah, you can see all the parameter here. Actually, sometimes a bit sometimes a bit choppy here, maybe because it's still in beta version, so we're still working it out. But you can try some of the big company and see how it works. You can play it around with it. Yeah, I think.
Okay. From Donny, any comments, additional comments on the Cloudflare for today's our stock analysis, our topic stocks?
Yes. Yeah. Basically, for me, the fundamental point of view is the company is good fundamental, and also the going with the high growth company. But currently is not a good time to enter. So I need to remind, because I don't want people start listening to this and just stay away, open the broker account and just buy. So it's not a good time yet to buy because of the situation that I mentioned, which is higher interest rate and tapering situation, also the couple with the Omicron risk. So pandemic risk. So I think we need to wait until just now I mentioned when wait until the price reverse, means we wait for reversal, and then maybe we need to see when you want to when we want to buy this company, need to to take the longer time frame. Means you don't expect when you buy today, then next week you have a profit 10% or 50%.
Don't need to see every day,
yeah. So you feel that more miserable because you see the red color there. So you need to see the beyond the 2 years maybe to see the growth company will be keep until the profitable. Let's take an example of Tesla. At the time, Tesla in the 2007 until 2019 is 10 years. Tesla is keep losing money. So that's why the P&L, usually P&L is profit and loss statement, but they change to loss statement because they don't have profit. So don't talk about profit at all. So loss statement. So they lost 10 consecutive years up to the 2019 start to be profitable. Then when they profitable, the price is increasing tremendously. So we want to be the early adopter or early investor to the good company that although keep growing the revenue about 50% year to year compounding, then eventually they in the point of time there whereby they start profitable, the price can go multiple times. So, but you need to be patient.
Okay, thank you. Okay, anybody else wants to have questions for our analyst here to Yoso or maybe to Zuhdi about the company itself, about the business, or maybe about the products, or maybe about the financial situations of the Cloudflare? So I'm just curious, maybe from Yoso or from Zuhdi can share a bit on how the analysts can find this interesting company. What is the background?
Maybe Yoso can.
Yeah. Okay. So basically, as I think as Donny as mentioned in the early presentation, really we find what are the growing industry that we think is in demand, like cybersecurity, definitely something that is growing in the past few years and then growing rapidly during the pandemics because more people using internet service and also more business doing online business. So from there, we do the technical analysis, which company is have a good trajectory, and then we go to the fundamental. We see which company is the clear winner. In the cloud is a very big and complex business, like shown by Zuhdi. There's so many 500 products. Even until now, actually, to be honest, I don't really understand what cloud is it. But if you see the business, right, you don't need to be expert. You just see, oh, the customer, they have the freemium strategy. They have so many customers, which is actually still free. But definitely, if you're a business owner, you want to grow your business, you will tend to upgrade your business. Actually, if you have a profit, you'll use profit, you'll upgrade every service that you have. Rather than switch to other service provider, you just use whatever you have currently. And like I mentioned by Zuhdi, the switching cost is expensive and difficult. So yeah, so I think Cloudflare is definitely a real winner here in this cloud industry compared to others. And if you want invest, you need to find the winner. Don't find a loser. Don't find the second place.
Well said.
Yeah, you heard Steve Jobs come out 2007 smartphone. Then you still invest in Nokia. Then definitely you will lose. You need to think ahead, think in the future. Yeah.
Okay, thank you for sharing, Yoso. Zuhdi, anything you want to add?
Think so.
Actually, I kind of agree with you. So, it's a bit not easy to understand the network company or cloud-based company because the products may not be easily understandable for layman people, right? Basically.
Yeah, to be honest, I only understand like the surface of it. If you ask me too much more on the technical, probably I give up also.
but okay.
Yeah, so basically I just want to add that why Cloudflare is the winner, because they identify that actually the internet right now, when the first time the internet was built, it's not meant for this. It's just meant for a simple communication protocols. But now everything is connected by internet. So
Yes.
that's why Cloudflare is like resurrecting what is actually internet is. Yeah. So that's why it's really a one-door solution for those who want to have a good network, global network all over the world. Yeah, that's the take that I have when I read all the materials, reading materials about this Cloudflare. Yeah.
Okay.
Mm.
Okay.
Or
Thank
maybe
you.
just add a bit.
Yeah, sure.
I think in investing, you don't need to be an expert. I
Yeah.
think like Zuhdi said, just touch the surface. The most important thing, I think, you need to understand the financial situation, like the one checklist we have, and also you need to understand the business strategy and how the competitive advantage compared to the competitor, how they can beat them, and yeah, you just need to use your logic. You don't need to understand really what they do, what the technology is, and yeah, then you can use your own logic. Yeah, we are not the cloud expert, and maybe we just need.
We are not network engineers.
Yeah. Yeah, but investing you need to definitely you need to learn the company. You don't just listen here and you follow, but you try to deep dive, learn about a bit more, and find actually everything is available in the internet now. You can read the financial statement in the SEC website. All public company is there, and also you can find every information on the Twitter actually. Find FinTweet, financial Twitter, and also just Google it. A lot of websites that have this information, and actually a lot of things that we share here today is actually works from other analysts, top analysts, that we just combine and make the story to be more understandable to all. So it doesn't really necessitate deep knowledge on the thing that we do. You just just need to find information, and
Okay.
And also need to make sure that company fundamentally strong. So how to check? You can go to our website, then check the Pundireceh checklist, safety checklist.
Exactly.
Okay. Okay, from the Zoom meeting room, anyone want to ask questions? Maybe we can open for a few questions before we end the meeting. Just curious, this one, the target price here is for long term, right, Yoso? Our target price 195 to 220.
Is short term, actually middle term, like maybe Donny.
Yes, correct. This is a technical target price because.
Oh, this is technical target price. Okay.
Correct. So technically, this is the short middle term. This is 6 to 1 month. 6 months to 1 year target price.
Okay.
Price unit and the Baba. There's one question, that one.
We return to the technical slide. Is it? You
Yes,
want
correct.
to?
Yes, correct. Please.
Okay, here it is.
Correct. So I mentioned we can enter the 120, 130 price. 120, sorry. It's just whenever touching this line.
The green line, yeah. Well, this one is a candle bar, and then okay.
Oh, the green line is 117. You go to the left, the top left. That's correct.
Top left.
Yeah,
Okay, yes,
117. Yeah, correct. So it's touching the about 170, 120. But need to ensure that when touching, the touching will then bounce back. So I will say the touching and drop by bless you. Yes, when touching and drop, don't buy. So when touching and bounce back, then can consider entering.
Yep. So this is the method to when we are evaluating a company, we are looking at the fundamental side, which is this is on paper and based on the financial record, financial data, and the business model is a good company. But as what Donny mentioned in the beginning of this meeting, current market is not a good market, which is we can see here is the candle yes, is a downtrend. Then we are using the technical analysis to determine when is the best time to enter to buy this stock. At this moment, we are looking at the candle to touch the SMA 200, but when it touch this line doesn't mean directly need to buy. We still need to monitor because after touch it still can go down or it is bounce back. If it is bounce back, then it is a good time or to buy this stock and hold it for quite long term, mid to long term. So I hope it answers the questions.
We need to wait until the rate stabilize. So you know that there will be a 3 interest rate hike in the next 2022. After the interest rate hike, I think the inflation target will be 2.2, 2.3% in the 2022. So in this case, the growth sector can be great again. Can be
Sounds like Trump.
Yeah, correct. Let's make the ghost sector good again.
Okay, analyst friends wants to add up or comments, please go ahead. Don't be shy. We use these sessions to build up, encourage each other, and learn from each other.
So basically, the analyst meeting every Friday evening, usually 3 to 4 hours, to discuss what the stocks, whichever, I think different sectors, because we have 11 analysts, so each analyst covering the different sectors. So we give feedback what is going on those sectors. So from there, we select the stock to share with the public. So next month, I think, what's the stock we're going to share, Yoso?
Okay, so I think it's still related with the Cloudflare. So I think Zuhdi mentioned earlier in the slide that Cloudflare have edge computing, which is supporting the augmented reality and virtual reality, right, which is related, highly correlated with the metaverse, which is something becoming hype for the last few weeks.
Yes, it is.
And Facebook, one of the biggest social media companies, suddenly changed their name into Meta. So yeah, so for next month, stay tuned with us. We will discuss about the Facebook, which is the leader in the metaverse technology, which is a new opportunity, a new growing sector.
Okay, thank you everyone. Okay, if no more questions, I think we can close these sessions. Any last words, Donny, Zuhdi, or Yoso?
Thank you for attending the meeting.
Thanks.
Thank you so much.
Out of the Saturday night, right?
From all of us here, we also would like to thank Yoso and Zuhdi and Donny for all the efforts on our stock analysis sharing tonight. And we learned so much things about the company, and also about, again, to remind us to always do a safe investing, looking at the not so good market recently, and hopefully we can still keep on keep on doing investment, be it in a gloomy or good market, so we can grow and learn together with Pundi Receh. Thank you everyone for attending this session. I hope I can see you all next month when in our next stock analysis sharing. See you around, and do post. This session will be posted in our YouTube channel. Give us the like, share, and comment. And also, if you have any idea for us to, you want a particular stock maybe to be discussed in our stock analysis sharing, please chat to us, send us a message, and we will consider it, and we will discuss it first with our analysts, and maybe if you're lucky you can get your stock be analyzed and discussed. Okay, good night. Stay safe and health, everyone. Thank you for this session, everyone. Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye. Good
Thank you.
evening.
Bye-bye.
Thank you.
Thank you.